सगळ्यांत मायेमोगाचो योगा. हांव गौरांग भांडिये, सहाय्यक प्राध्यापक, भारतीय भाषा विभाग, धेंपे कला आणि विज्ञान महाविद्यालय.
And I, Rochelle Fernandez, Assistant Professor, Department of English, DCT's Dhempe College of Arts and Science.
तुमकां सगळ्यांक कार्यावळीच्या सुरवातीक अस्मिताय दिसाची उर्मिळीत भरपी भेटयता. गोंयच्या समाजाचें, गोंयच्या लोकशायेचें स्वतंत्र अस्तित्व आनी तांक दर्शावपी हो दीस म्हणल्यार दर एका गोंयकारा खातीर एक आगळो सुवाळो. ह्या दिसाचो उगडास काडून आमी मुखार या.
A very good morning, distinguished guests and language enthusiasts, and a warm welcome to this two-day national conference on translational practices in administration, media, and literature, a collaboration between the Directorate of Official Language, Government of Goa, and the Department of English, DCT's Dempe College of Arts and Science. Opinion Poll Day in Goa holds historical significance, as it marks the day when the people of Goa exercised their right to self-determination in 1967. Today, as we inaugurate this event, let us reflect on the power of language in conveying diverse opinions and fostering understanding across cultures. Over these 2 days, we will be converging through the art and science of translation, navigating the rich tapestry of languages and cultures, and exploring the transformative power of translation in fostering understanding and connection.
या खिणाक हांव मागतां राजभास संचालनालय गोंय सरकाराचे संचालक श्री राजू गावस हांचे लागीं तांणी ह्या कार्यावळीक सगळ्यांक येवकार दिवचो.
Good morning to one and all. I welcome the keynote speaker, Professor Udaya Narayan Singh, former Director of Central Institute of Indian Languages, Mysore, former Pro-Vice Chancellor, Shanti Niketan, and present Dean of Faculty of Amity University, and founder of National Transmission Mission, Mysore. The guest of honor, Shri Shrinivas Dempo, Chairman of Dempo Charitable Trust, and Principal of Dhempe College, Professor Vrinda, Borker, and other dignitaries on the dais. I thank Honorable Chief Minister and Minister for Official Language, Dr. Sawant, Official Language Secretary, Shri Sarpreet Singh Gill, and all other government offices and officials who have supported in the organization of this seminar. Translation is important in the world of over 7,000 spoken languages. It allows people to communicate and understand each other's thoughts and culture without having to learn second language. A good translation should be clear, accurate, and precise. It should be based on the original text and use the target language, expand its vocabulary, and make it more intelligible and for a wide audience. It should respect the integrity of the original text and never change it. The primary objective is to accurately convey the original meaning while respecting the target audience, cultural values, and understanding. Translating the material into one language has become increasingly important in the globalized world where the people communicate daily across the cultural boundaries. The significance of translation in our daily life is extensively multidimensional. Not only does translation pave the way forward for the global interaction, but allows nations to forge interactive relationship when it comes to making advancement in technology, politics, etc. Translation fosters unity across the diverse culture, which is fascinating. It is not only brings the language to the forefront, but it also allows the rest of the world to see us from the unique perspective. The upsurge in the academic interest in translation with innovative thinking, which has characterized translation studies from its very inception, has come to the several geographical directions simultaneously, as well as from the diverse critical traditions. Translation and interpretations are in great demand, and both have unique bonds. The main distinction between the translators and interpreters is how they deal with the language. Translators work with the written words, ultimately producing the text in the written language, required language. The interpreter deals with the communication that usually happens live, in person. Aside from treating languages in a different way, each profession requires different type of training and equipment and operate under the different time scales. The dream of Akhand Bharat can only be woven in reality through the threads of translation. This initiative is in collaboration with the Department of English, Dempo Charities Trust, Dhempe College of Art and Science. It would not be possible without the cooperation of management, faculty, staff, students of the college and staff of our official language, who has wholeheartedly supported this event. I wish all paper presenters will indulge in fruitful discussion on each paper presented over in this conference with rigorous brainstorming resulting in a new discourse in translation. Once again, I welcome to you all and wish a success to this national conference. Thank you.
देव बरे करू सर. या परिसंवादा फाटली संकल्पना आणि आशय समिस्तामुखार मांडपा पासत हांव मागता राजभास संचालनालयाचे उपसंचालक श्री अनिल सावंत सरा लागीं तांणी परिसंवादा फाटल्या आंखणेचेर उजवाड घालचो.
नमस्कार. आयज 16 जानेवारी गोंयच्या इतिहासांतलो एक भांगराळो दीस. 16 जानेवारी 1967 ह्या वर्सा जनमत कौल जालो आणि आमचे गोंय एक स्वतंत्र प्रदेश राज्य म्हणून जल्माक आयले. ह्या अस्मिताय दिसा खातीर हांव सगळ्यांक परबी भेटयता, सगळ्यांक शुभेच्छा दिता. राजभाषा संचालनालय आणि इंग्लिश विभाग धेंपो महाविद्यालय हांच्या जोड पालवान आयज आणि फाल्यां अशा 2 दिसां खातीर अनुवाद कार्यपद्धतीचेर राष्ट्रीय परिषद आम्ही आयोजित केल्या. ह्या परिषदेचे सन्माननीय व्यासपीठ आणि माचयेर उपस्थित आशिल्ले सगळे भौमानिस्त, तसेच धेंपो कॉलेजीचे सगळे प्राध्यापक वर्ग, शिक्षक वर्ग, विद्यार्थी, पत्रकार, पेपर प्रेझेंटर्स, वेगवेगळ्या कॉलेजांतल्यान आयिल्ले सगळे प्राध्यापक, शिक्षक आणि विद्यार्थी हांकां म्हजो काळजान सावन नमस्कार, येवकार. In 1987, Goa State Legislative Assembly enacted the Official Language Act 1987 and Konkani in Devanagari script has been declared as the official language of this state, and Marathi shall also be used as official purposes. And as a result of this, government established a separate department for official language. This department is expanding its activities by introducing various schemes, language training programs, releasing recurring, non-recurring grant to the literary institutions. We are undertaking various types of translation in Konkani and Marathi languages. हालीच आमकां भाशेच्या मळार संशोधन करपा खातीर गोंय सरकारान भाषा संशोधन केंद्र सुरू करपा खातीर मान्यताय दिल्या. हाका लागून आता वेगवेगळ्या विशयावयल्यो टर्मिनॉलॉजी, शब्दकोश तयार करपाक मदत जातली. वेगवेगळ्यो कॉलेजी, संस्था हांच्या कडेन आमकां आता तांचे कडेन कबलात करपाक मेळटली. तेच भशेन भाशेच्या मळार नवे नवे उपक्रम सुरू करपाक आता चालना मेळटली. राजभाषा कायद्या वरवीं ज्यो अधिसुचोवण्यो काडल्यात तांचेर स्वतंत्र अभ्यास संशोधन करपाक, तांची अंमलबजावणी करपाक आता आमकां ह्या परिषदेच्या निमतान सुरवात जातली. आणि ह्या खातीर आमकां वेगवेगळ्या क्षेत्रांतले अणकार करपी आमकां जाय पडटले आणि तोच आमच्या ह्या परिषदे फाटलो हेतू आसा. भारत जसो आमी म्हणटा की बहुभाषी समाजाचो प्रदेश, प्रत्येक प्रदेशान वेगवेगळी भास उलोवपी रावतात. ताचे खातीर ट्रान्सलेशन प्लेज एन इम्पॉर्टंट रोल फॉर प्रोमोटिंग द नॅशनल अंडरस्टँडिंग. कोंकणीतले साहित्य, माहिती आणि प्रशासनातले विचार बाकीच्यांक कळचे आणि हेर भाशांनी आशिल्लें साहित्य, ताचो नॉलेज टॅक्स म्हणटात, तो कोंकणीन उपलब्ध जावचो. तशेंच सगळ्या क्षेत्रांनी अणकाराची संदय उपलब्ध जावची म्हणून आमी ही परिषद आयोजित करपा फाटलो आमचो हावेस आसा. प्रशासनान थळाव्या भाशांचे चडांत चड वापर जावचो. कोंकणीतल्यान प्रशासन सोंपें जावचें. जे ज्ञानकोश, जे नॉलेज टॅक्स, नॉलेज बुक्स कोंकणीन ना, ताचो अणकार सर्वसामान्य लोकांक उपलब्ध जावचो म्हणून हो ज्ञानसंग्रह तयार करपा खातीर व्हडा प्रमाणात अणकार गरप्यांची फौज फौज आसा ती आमकां तयार करची पडटली आनी ती मेळची म्हणून ह्या परिशदे फाटलो हेतू आसा. ह्या परिशदेच्या निमतान अनुवादका मेरेन आमी पावतले आनी देशभरांतल्यान आयिल्ल्या सगळ्या तज्ञ अनुवादका कडल्यान जे पेपर रिडर्स आसा तांचे कडेन चर्चा करून तांचे विचार आयकुपाक आमकां मेळटले. तांचे अनुभव घेवन अणकार करपाच्या मळार आमकां पुष्टी मेळटली. तशेंच नवे नवे अनुवादक तयार करून राजभाशेची अंमलबजावणी करपाक ही परिशद आमकां प्रेरणा थारतली अशें म्हाका दिसता. आनी त्या खातीर ह्या परिशदेचो मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह ह्या ताचो फाटलो आसा तो म्हटल्यार आमकां हांगासर मोठ्या प्रमाणात एक अनुवादक तयार करपा खातीर आमकां पॅनल जाय आनी ते पॅनल करपा खातीर आमकां गोंयचे मुख्यमंत्री डॉक्टर प्रमोद सावंत हांणी एक आमचे कडेन एक विचार दिला की तो म्हळ्यार की मोठ्या प्रमाणात जर आमकां अनुवादकांचो पूल अनुवादकाचो गट जर आमकां तयार करपाक जर मेळ्ळो जाल्यार वेगवेगळ्या क्षेत्रांतल्यान अनुवादक आमकां करपाक मेळटले. आनी हाज्या खातीर आमी भारत सरकारा कडेन आमचो MOU जावपाचो आसा आनी तो MOU जाता आसतना आमकां भारत सरकारा कडल्यान जे कितें अनुवादका खातीर आमी सेंट्रल इन्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ इंडियन लँग्वेजीस नॅशनल ट्रान्सलेशन मिशन CST ह्या सारखी जे संस्था आसा तांच्या कडल्यान आमकां अनुवादक तयार करपा खातीर एक जनरल पूल करपा खातीर आमकां ही पुराय परिशदेंतल्यान एक नवे अनुवादक तयार जातले हाचे आस्त आसा. आनी ताच्या खातीर आमचो मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह ह्या आमचे नॅशनल कॉन्फरन्स बरोवपाचो ताचो म्हणल्यार टू ब्रिंग द ट्रान्सलेशन स्कॉलर्स अँड ट्रान्सलेशन प्रोफेशनल्स ऑन अ सिंगल प्लॅटफॉर्म टू एड्रेस द इश्यूज regarding the translation as a discipline and translation as a profession, to explore the market needs and professional requirements relevant to the translator education and training. त्याच वांगडा the conference will provide an opportunity for networking and exchange research findings and best practices. It will bring together the national and international professionals and scholars from the diverse background. It is an opportunity to expand the knowledge that one has to upgrade the performance in accomplishing the institutional objectives. As a convener of this conference, I welcome the scholars to contribute the papers on the different aspects of language, linguist, and translation studies in the language. We also welcome the scholars who would like to benefit from the multiple perspectives on translation studies to participate in the conference. हो ह्या परिशदेचो हेतू आसा. अनुवादकांक आयडेंटिफाय करपाचो हो ह्या परिशदेचो हेतू. वर्कशॉप, कार्यशाळा, अवेअरनेस कॅम्पेन घेवपाची आमची मोख आसा. वेगवेगळ्या कॉलेजांकडल्यान हांव अपील करता ही परिशद जाल्या उपरांत आमी फुडल्या वर्सा वेगवेगळ्या कॉलेजींतल्यान आमी वर्कशॉप्स परिसंवाद घडोवन हाडपाक सोदता आनी ताच्या खातीर आमकां पुराय तुमचे विद्यार्थी शिक्षक माजी विद्यार्थी हांचे सगळ्यांचे आमकां एकठांय करून जर आमकां तशे तरेचे जर बॅचीस जर दिले जाल्यार राजभाशा संचालनालय प्रत्येक कॉलेजीन तुमच्या कॉलेजचे मॅनेजमेंट आनी कॉलेजचे प्रिन्सिपल ताचे टिचर्स हांकां घेवन आमी एक जनरल पूल आमकां करूंक सोदता जो आमकां सगळ्या कामां खातीर यूज जातलो. आनी त्या खातीर आयज आमचे कडेन सुप्रीम कोर्टाचे जजमेंट लँडमार्क जजमेंट आसात ते आयज कोंकणीन हाडपाची गरज आसा. त्याच वांगडा सगळ्या देशभरात आयज सुप्रीम कोर्टान अपील केल्ले आसा की सगळे तांचे जे जजमेंट लँडमार्क जजमेंट आसा ते त्या राजभाशेंतल्यान जावपाक जाय. आयज महाराष्ट्र सरकारान थंयसर सादारण तांचे कडेन 300 जाणांचो जनरल पूल आसा फक्त सुप्रीम कोर्टाचे तांचे हायकोर्टाचे जजमेंट करपाक. आमकां गोंयांत सुद्दां हायकोर्टांतल्यान तेच आमकां आयिल्ले आसा की आमकां सुद्दां हांगासर लँडमार्क जजमेंट कोंकणींतल्यान करपा खातीर अनुवादक जाय पूण आमकां ते अनुवादक मेळना. ते अनुवादक तयार ह्या निमतान जातले. आयज पार्लिमेंटान लोकसभा सेक्रेटरिएटान आयज 5 ते 6 पोस्ट आमचे इंटरप्रिटर ट्रान्सलेटर तांकां गरज आसा कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट बेजीस पूण ते आमकां मेळना. परत परत आमकां तांचे कडसून रिमांयडर येता की आमकां कोण तरी 5-6 जाणांचे ते कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट बेजीस धाडून दिया म्हणून. पूण थंय बी आमकां गरज आसा. अशा वेगवेगळ्या गव्हर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडियाच्या ऑफिसांनी कांय ट्रान्सलेटरांची गरज आसा जे कोंकणींतल्यान येवपाक जाय. सो ताच्या खातीर सुद्दां ही परिशद आमकां यशस्वी थारतली आनी त्या खातीर अशे तरेची आमी वर्कशॉप घेवन अशे तरेचे वर्कशॉप घेवपा खातीर ही परिशद आतां ही सुरवात जाल्ली आसा. आनी त्या खातीर हांव सगळ्यां कडेन मागता की हातून ही परिशद ही आमकां यशस्वी जर जातली जाल्यार आमच्या ह्या पुराय परिशदेंतल्यान जे कितें हांगासर तयार जातले त्या परिशदेचो फायदो घेवचो. So I am optimistic that this today's National Conference on Translation will open a wider perspective to the topics listed for the conference and yield good output, and will set the roadmap for the department to move ahead with a broader vision related to the translational practices. त्याच वांगडा I once again welcome all the dignitaries, special invitees, keynote speaker, guests, paper readers, and all those who are in this hall who participated for this conference to witness the historic event in Goa. Thank you. सगळ्यांक देव बरें करूं.
Thank you, sir. I now request Professor Vrinda Borker, Principal, DCT's Dempe College of Arts and Science, to introduce our esteemed guests.
Namaskar. Good morning. On behalf of Dempe College, I wish to first welcome all the participants, dignitaries on the days, dignitaries of the days, invitees, students and teachers for this two-day national conference on translational practices in administration, media and literature, organized by Directorate of Official Language, Government of Goa, in collaboration with our college. Welcome all. We have with us very distinguished personality, Professor Udaya Narayan Singh. Professor Udaya Narayan Singh is a linguist, creative writer, translation theoretician, lexicographer, and a researcher in cultural studies. He is the Dean Faculty of Arts and Chair Professor of Linguistics at Amity University, Gurgaon. Formerly Director of Central Institute of Indian Languages, we call it at CIIL, Mysore, and Pro-Vice Chancellor of Vishwa Bharati Shantiniketan. He taught at the universities of Hyderabad, Delhi, South Gujarat, and MSU Baroda. Additionally, Singh is a renowned writer and a poet with 7 collections of poems, 6 books of essays, and 12 plays to his credit. As a poet invitee at the Frankfurt Book Fair in 2006 and the leader of Cultural Delegation of Writers in China in 2007, Singh visited and lectured in numerous countries. His latest books include The Other India, View from Below, published by Sahitya Academy along with Rajarshi Singh, Bhasha Samaj Sanskriti, Jatiya Sanhita Prakashan, Sukumar Sen, A Great Chronicle of Time, Sahitya Academy, and Antigone Ekvingster, a Maithili play, Prabhakar Prakashan. He has also published 250 research papers and created 545 documentary films. His latest publication include the book in Bengali on reading of culture, Prativas, 6 bilingual dictionaries, and anthology of ghost stories, Bhoot Chaturdashi, in Bangla. Singh has been instrumental in planning for major research projects like National Translation Mission and LDCIL and CFEL. Some of his research projects include mediating multilingualism in a local community context, a sharing of innovation and expertise between Scotland, Ireland, and India, Linguistic Data Consortium of Indian Languages, National Translation Mission, National Testing Services, Language Information Services India project, and development of contemporary corpora in Bengali, Hindi, and Manipuri. He has been a recipient for various prestigious awards such as Sahitya Akademi Award for Poetry in 2017, Sir Ganganath Jha Memorial Award in 2016, Jyotirishwar Sanman for Lifetime Contribution to Theatre in 2016, Suniti Kumar Chatterjee National Lecturership in 2016, and Clarinda Porkisi Award under other Indian language category in 2014. So we have a distinguished invitee and the guest speaker today with us. So I welcome you, sir, to the two-day national conference, and I hope our students make the best use of his expertise. Thank you all.
Thank you, Madam. I request the organizing secretaries, Dr. Palya Pandit and Ms. Sneha Sabnis, to present our distinguished guests with welcome tokens.
देव बरें करूं मॅम. उजवाड आमकां मुखार वचपाक दिका दिता. उजवाड आमकां मुखार वचपाक दिका दिता. उजवाड आमच्या जिणेंतली निर्शेणी पयस करता. तशेंच उजवाड आमच्या जिणेचें सार्थक थारता. ह्या खिणाक आमी आमच्या मानेस्तांक त्या दिसतीक भेटयतात. सगळ्या लागीं मागता नेटांनी ताळयो जावच्यो. या खिणाक हांव मागता आमच्या मानेस्तां लागीं तांणी दिवली पेटोवन ह्या कार्यावळीचें औपचारीक रित्या उक्तावण करचें.
Thank you for doing the honors. I request our guest of honor, Shri Shrinivas Dempo, Chairman, Dempo Charities Trust, to kindly address the gathering.
सगळ्यांक माये मोगाचो नमस्कार. पयली म्हणजे आज गोंयचो अस्मिताय दीस आसा. म्हणजे सगळ्या गोंयकारांक उनुनीत परबी भेटयतात. आज आमी कोंकणीन गर्वान उलोवंक शकता हे इतलेंच कारण की आमचे जे लोकांनी तेन्ना दायज राखून धरलें आनी इतलो प्रेशर आसतना झगडून रस्त्यार येवन आमी जी ही अस्मिताय राखून धरली म्हणून तांचोय सगळ्यांचो उगडास काडटा. A very warm welcome to all of you. I'm very glad to note the presence of Professor Udaya Narayan Singh. A very warm welcome to you, sir, to Goa and to our beautiful college as well as this premises. And I'm very grateful to the Directorate of Official Languages, particularly to Mr. Raju Gawas and Shri Anil Sawant, for giving an opportunity to Dhempe College of Arts and Science for organizing this very unique conference. I think this is the requirement of the day, and I think particularly for the students who are on their journey to pursuing a professional career. I just heard Mr. Anil Sawant talk about a requirement for translators. You know, I have a very interesting story. 2 years back, I took my daughter to a counselor because she was a little confused, like all of us are, as to what line she should adopt after a 12th standard. And he showed her 350 career options. So he even confused her more because earlier it used to be either being a doctor or an engineer, and less bright students like me pursued commerce as a career option. So I'm glad that there are so many opportunities for our youngsters. And this is the age of really transcending borders. And if you really want to be a global citizen, translational practices are very, very important. We need to combine the world resources. Our Honorable Prime Minister, when he did the G20, coined a famous phrase from our Sanskrit terminology called Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And if we really believe that this whole world is one, then translational practices become even more important. Because I was just saying that our compeer said in Konkani, and it took Professor Udaya Narayan Singh 2 minutes to get up from the chair because he didn't understand what he was saying. So translational practices are very, very important. And then our principal went and told him what he's saying. We can't know every language. That's a fact of life. And but one is, you must take a lot of pride in your own language, and you must also respect other languages. I think that's the whole idea about being global, being national, trying to learn also as many languages possible. I think is a great acumen. Not everyone can do it. But if you have the passion, if you have the time, and if you have the inclination, I think one should pursue to see and be multilingual. Professor Udaya Narayan Singh is going to give his keynote address. He is a very distinguished person, as our principal has already said about his various achievements and various awards he's got. But I think in this new age of digital technology, we are actually privileged to use so many of new methods to make these translational practices much more easier, much more time saving than the earlier one. Because the earlier ones had to really, I don't know how many of you all use Chat GPT, but you can get in a fraction of a second. I'm not saying Chat GPT is 100% true, because you can also find faults with Chat GPT, but it just shows how privileged the younger generation is. In a fraction of a second, you can get a speech made. In a fraction of a second, you can get a report made much faster than the human mind. But it's extremely important to understand that as you try and become, as you go into the journey of life and your professional excellence, it's very important to respect others, their views. And I think translational practices play a big role in this. Because sometimes when I speak in my language and you speak in your language, you are misunderstood. And everybody is not a literary expert to understand the body language and the way he said it. That's why this becomes all the more important. You must take pride in your own language. I really commend and respect Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi for having, not that he doesn't understand English, but he speaks Hindi wherever he goes. And I think this is something that Indians should learn, to speak in their own language. It's great to know English. I have nothing against English. I'm speaking in English here for the benefit of many people who've come from Delhi and different states. But what I'm saying is that respect for your language, because I used to see this in Japan when I used to go and do business with them. All of them knew fluent English, but they never spoke in English. That's the pride that they take in their language and their nation. And they always had a translator. So that's an option that you can pursue as a career option. Once again, congratulations to the Department of English. Clarinda and her team have done an excellent job. I know your department is doing very well, so keep up the good work. And also congratulate the principal and her leadership to continue with such good work. With the new NEP, you really truly need to be multi-skilled, and that's how holistic education develops. So my appeal to Dempe College and to all the heads of institutions here is to really try and build holistic education. Academic excellence is important, but you must turn out good citizens at the end of the day. And I think all this has a role to play, including the languages that you speak and how you understand others. So my best wishes to all the conference. Again, a warm welcome to everybody who's come from outside the state. Please enjoy the Goan hospitality. And Jai Hind and Jai Gomantak.
तुमच्या उर्वरित उत्तरा खातीर देव बरें करूं सर. या खिणाक आमी आमच्या मानेस्तांक परिसंवादाची याद म्हणून या दिसती भेटयतात. मागता आमचे प्राचार्य प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर वृंदा बोरकर हांच्या लागीं तांणी आयचे मुखेल सोयरे प्रोफेसर उदय नारायण सिंग हांकां ह्या दिस्तीक भेटोवचें. सगळ्या लागीं मागता नेटान ताळयो जावच्यो. तशेंच मागता राजभास संचालनालयाचे संचालक श्री राजू हांच्या लागीं तांणी परिसंवादाचे मानाचे सोयरे श्री श्रीनिवास धेंपो हांकां ह्या दिस्तीक भेटोवचें.
I request Ms. Clarinda Dias, in charge, Department of English, DCT's Dempe College of Arts and Science, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Chief guest of today's national conference and keynote speaker, Professor Udaya Narayan Singh. Guest of honor, Mr. Shrinivas Dempo, Chairman, Dempo Charities Trust. Mr. Raju Gawas, Director of Official Language. Mr. Anil Sawant, Deputy Director, Official Language and convener of the conference. Professor Vrinda Borker, Principal DCT's Dempe College of Arts and Science, dignitaries in the audience, academicians, members of the press, students, ladies and gentlemen. As co-convener of this two-day national conference on translational practices in administration, media and literature, it is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of the organizers to all those responsible for enabling this academic endeavor. At the outset, let me place on record our gratitude to the Honorable Chief Minister of Goa and Minister for Official Language, Dr. Pramod Sawant, for his tremendous support towards this conference. His concurrence has empowered us to go ahead with confidence and bring to you this very relevant academic conclave. Our thanks go to Secretary of Official Language, Mr. Sarpreet Gill Singh, IAS. He has played a key role in getting things going for the conference. His support to our efforts have been extremely encouraging. We would like to acknowledge our gratitude to our chief guest and keynote speaker, Professor Udaya Narayan Singh, and we look forward to being enlightened by his expertise in linguistics and translation. Our sincerest thanks go to the guest of honor, Mr. Shrinivas Dempo, Chairman Dempo Charities Trust. Your encouragement, sir, reinforces our efforts to strive for excellence. To the Director of Official Language and member of our conference advisory board, Mr. Raju Gawas, our gratitude for this crucial collaboration with us. It has been a pleasure working with your directorate. My thanks to the Deputy Director, Official Language and convener of the conference, Mr. Anil Sawant, for the remarkable backing he has provided towards the smooth conduct of the conference right from day one. To the Principal, DCT's Dempe College, and member of our advisory board, Professor Vrinda Borker, our deepest gratitude for being a pillar on one whom we could count on at all junctures during this organization. I would like to thank Dr. Raju Singh, Program Director, PAL Networks, New Delhi, Mr. Vilas Chaudhary, Project Coordinator, Goa Science Center and Planetarium, Mr. Yatish Dempo, Trustee Dempo Charities Trust, for consenting to join the conference. Thanks to the other members of the advisory board, Mr. Rajesh Bhatikar, Administrator, DCT's Educational Institutions, and Dr. Swati Pawar, Vice Principal, Dempe College. Thanks go to the session experts, the moderators, Professor Kiran Budkule, Mr. Sabi Fernandez, the chairs, Ms. Prashanti Talpankar, Dr. Narayan Desai, Dr. Bhushan Bave, Mr. Prakash W. Kamath, resource persons, Shri S. Winston Cruz and Shri Biswadeep Gogoi. Sincerest thanks to the panelists and paper presenters, members of the academia, participants. I must thank the entire organizing team who made this dream real. The convener, the organizing secretaries, Ms. Sneha Sabnis and Dr. Palya Pandit, you have been our rocks. Logistics heads, Mr. Sabi Fernandez and Dr. Svetlana Fernandez. Accounts head, Ms. Nikita Kutikar. Organizing committee members, Ms. Shobha Fatte, Mr. Mahajay Gad, Mr. Pandurang Naik, Ms. Anusia Gawas, Ms. Franita Ribello, Mr. Yogesh Desai and Ms. Rachi Desai, and the entire team at the Directorate, as well as Dempe College. Thanks to the compares, Ms. Rochelle Fernandez and Mr. Gaurang Bandier, session compares in advance, department colleague Dr. Akshata Bhatt, members of the press, your support throughout has been much appreciated. Student volunteers, thank you very much. And to you, this eclectic audience of erudite academicians, translators, and students, thank you very much for joining us, and we hope that the next 2 days are a wonderful, mix of deliberations. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I invite the keynote speaker, Professor Udaya Narayan Singh, to kindly take over for the keynote address, requesting the dignitaries to kindly take their seats in the audience.